Live from CBS4, your news at 11 starts right now.
A 1-year-old baby girl lost her life this morning, senselessly. And if that doesn't move you to action, I don't know what can.
The violence needs to stop. And anybody who has kids, you go home every night and you love your kids like you ain't never loved your kids before.
Violence takes the life of one of the most innocent of victims, a family in mourning, police and the community in shock.
And tonight, Metro Police are promising to bring justice to the killer of 1-year-old Malaysia Robeson. She was shot and killed as bullets flew into an East Side home in the middle of the night. Investigators say the shooting stemmed from a dispute that started on social media. That led to an even larger fight earlier in the evening involving 20 people fighting with knives and bats. It ended with a gunman getting out of his car and opening fire on the home on Whitfield Street before taking off. 9 people were inside. Little Malaysia was hit with a bullet and died.
A 1-year-old cannot form sentences, much less speak out against the mindless menace of gun violence in her community. But we can stand. We can speak. And if we don't, no one will.
And tonight, Metro Police have been very clear. Anyone harboring or protecting the suspects is just as guilty. A 19-year-old woman inside the home was also shot. Tonight, she is in good condition.
Tonight, little Malaysia's family gathered with friends, neighbors, and police as they came to grips with her senseless killing. CBS4's Deanna Britton was there as they sent the message, enough is enough.
My name is Robin. I am the grandmother of Malaysia. She was only 1 year old. She died of a senseless death.
Baby Malaysia, killed as someone sprayed bullets into the house she lay in.
The violence needs to stop.
Tonight, her broken grandmother is steadied by physical and spiritual hands.
For together we stand, divided we fall.
Her pastor, other ministers, and neighbors surround Robin Robeson with prayer and empathy.
I got a 2-year-old grandbaby, so this hits home for a whole lot of us.
It's become clear pretty quickly how much this tragedy has touched people beyond this block, this neighborhood. In fact, an IMPD officer just stopped by and handed me this stuffed animal that he wanted placed at this growing memorial with the other stuffed animals and flowers and candles and dolls. All of these toys, a heartbreaking reminder of just how young this little girl was.
It was just her first birthday. She didn't get to have a second one. She didn't get to have friends, grow up. Like, it hurts.
15-year-old Rosie Smith and the others hope this tragedy does spark some change somewhere, that someone thinks twice, thinks about this baby's face before picking up a gun to settle an argument.
What's the need for shooting in the first place? Like, there's other ways to resolve it.
Enough is enough. Enough is enough.
People are really upset. People are really disgusted about the violence that's taking place, especially here on the east side. So we are not going anywhere. We're gonna stand firm on this, and we're gonna stand together and work with our law enforcement, IMPD, and we're going to work with others who says enough's enough.
Amen. 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 Amen.
Now tonight, Malaysia's grandmother also begged the person or people responsible for her granddaughter's death to come forward. If you know anything about who killed this little girl, please call Crime Stoppers. The number is 262-TIPS.
Turning to weather this evening, live Guardian radar is all green as heavy rain continues to move through all of central Indiana, and it's setting records. Some of the rain could turn to snow tomorrow.
Oh, don't say it. Let's get straight over to Weather Authority Chief Meteorologist Chris Wright, who's tracking when the rain will stop.
Yeah, Matt and Debbie, we got some heavy rainfall making its way across central Indiana right now, so that's going to continue for the next couple of hours for us. It'll gradually taper off toward morning, but we'll be cold enough to start our Friday. We could see a few snow showers mixing in with the rain before it ends. Give you a closer look at some of the heavier pockets of rain north of Interstate 70 right now. Been raining pretty heavily up in Marion throughout the afternoon into the evening. Heavy rainfall now stretching southward into northern Hamilton County, just north of Noblesville. Another heavy pocket of rainfall south of Interstate 70, south of Green Greencastle on down toward Bloomfield down in Greene County, and more scattered showers between Seymour and Scottsburg. So heavy rainfall along the southern leg of I-65. In terms of rainfall amounts today, 1.25 inches here in the city, 1.5 inches of rainfall in Bloomington. It is going to continue overnight. Scattered showers are likely right on through the morning hours, and we'll see a few flurries mix again with that rainfall to start our Friday. The good news this Friday does look like a fairly dry day of weather. More on your Friday coming up in the Weather Authority forecast.
Chris, thank you very much. An IUPUI student is recovering tonight after being stabbed on that campus. It happened during a violent robbery this morning at the Blackford Street parking garage. The student was approached by a man with a gray beard who took off with the student's backpack. Police are still looking for that suspect, but they don't believe he's on campus.
Anytime we have an incident like this, it's concerning, and the safety of our students we're very concerned about. In this incident, she was injured, so it's very concerning. But we tell people, be vigilant.
We can do all we can protection-wise, but at the end of the day, you just never know what's going to happen.
Now, the victim was able to walk to the Eskenazi ER, which is nearby, and they're expected to be okay.
A Ball State student says she was raped by another student that she met during orientation. Maxwell Scherer is accused of assaulting the girl in his dorm room back in August. According to court documents, the girl became disoriented after smoking marijuana with Scherer and his roommate outside their dorm. She told police she tried to push him away, but he didn't stop until she threw up. Scherer is also accused of recording the attack. He has since been banned from campus.
Well, it is official now. Bloomington police will soon have an armored vehicle like this one to protect its citizens. CBS4's Trevor Shirley shows us now the modifications being made after a public outcry.
Hey, good evening. This armored truck is going to replace the one the Bloomington Police Department previously used. Mayor John Hamilton says his administration went to great lengths to get input from the public, but some opposition groups still say it's not what the city needs.
This is the Lanco Bearcat armored vehicle that will soon be at the disposal of the Bloomington Police Department.
When we send people out to dangerous places, we need to make sure they're safe.
That, Mayor John Hamilton says, has been his chief concern since the issue came up 7 weeks ago, touching off fiery protests from groups like Black Lives Matter Bloomington, who spoke out against the vehicle at several meetings.
I think that there are a lot of problems with how this proceeded. I think that the mayor is wrong in approving the purchase.
Stanley Jacuna says the armored truck represents the militarization of police and isn't needed. Mayor Hamilton says given the opposition, the city spent weeks hearing from anyone who had concerns.
We had 5 formal meetings, one led by the city council, one led by the police department, and 3 led by our administration here in City Hall, welcoming people in.
Citing public feedback, Hamilton says the city did change some aspects of the truck. It will now be painted light gray instead of dark blue and have fewer gun ports.
Definitely our actions and our opposition have made an effect. I think that have made an impact.
Hamilton says the city is also drawing up new policies for how the truck will be used, something opposition groups also say they want.
We want the protocols, the threat protocols for when this vehicle is used to be backed up legally. With the force of ordinance.
Mayor Hamilton says the Bloomington Police Department is also adopting the 21st Century Policing Report. That is a set of recommendations and guidelines created by the Obama administration.
I think we'll continue some discussions about this. People care deeply about it.
And Mayor Hamilton says he expects the vehicle to arrive sometime later this summer. It's being paid for by the public safety local income tax. We're live in the newsroom tonight. I'm Trevor Shirley, CBS 4 News.
Trevor, thank you. Caught on camera, gone in 60 seconds. A thief right there trying to break into a local ice cream shop in Fishers, and he gets away with cash instead of ice cream. The owner of Handel's Homemade Ice Cream releasing this surveillance video tonight, hoping someone will recognize the thief. The break-in happened just before 3 o'clock in the morning, and the owner believes the thief could be an employee or a friend of an employee because they had a key to get into the building and the code to the safe. Fishers police tonight are investigating. Meantime, another warning from Fishers police this evening: lock your cars and keep an eye on your garage door opener.
If your clicker is able to be removed from the vehicle, we recommend that you remove it altogether.
So that's the message coming after several cars had items stolen from their vehicles this week near 106th Street and Geist Road. Police say most of the vehicles were unlocked, and the crooks used garage door openers to get into cars inside garages. Fortunately, they did not enter any homes.
They did not enter the home. But obviously that is a concern because that increases the danger level significantly.
Police have 2 suspects who are still at large this evening.
Well, nearly all 52 members of an IU fraternity remain under quarantine tonight. The students have all been sickened by an illness they say could be the norovirus. IU is not naming that fraternity. The students have been told not to go to class or work while they still have symptoms. Now, those symptoms do include diarrhea, vomiting, nausea, and stomach pain.
We first had word of it last week. So some people were sick through the weekend for sure. If you logically bring that out, people should have started getting better by the middle of this week, but certainly it's probably hanging along a little bit.
Now, according to the CDC, norovirus is very contagious. You can get it from an infected person, contaminated food or water, or by just touching contaminated surfaces. Well, a sign the flu season is winding down in Indiana now. New numbers released by the state health department show there have only been 4 flu deaths reported in the past week, bringing the total to this season to 293. This after weeks of double-digit increases. Flu activity in the state remains moderate and widespread.
A final farewell today in New York City for one of Indiana's very own, a hero, firefighter, and an Air National Guard captain killed in Iraq. Mourners today gathering in Washington Square Park to say goodbye to 37-year-old Christopher Tripp Zanitas. He was one of 7 killed in a helicopter crash in Iraq. The Carmel native attended school in Lower Manhattan during the 9/11 attacks and ran toward the towers that day to help in the rescue efforts. He joined the FDNY a few short years later. Zanitas had just graduated from Stanford Law School last year. Carmel Mayor Jim Brainerd declared today Christopher Tripp Zanitas Day.
Well, the hometown of Vice President Mike Pence is about to host its first ever Pride Festival.
And a high school senior is leading that charge, and tonight she's receiving national attention. She talked with CBS4's Haley Bull this evening. Hey, Haley.
Yeah, hey guys. Erin Bailey says this all started as her senior project, but now she's getting national attention for it.
I wanted to do something that was really big.
18-year-old Erin Bailey has big dreams for her senior project, dreams that are now turning into a reality.
I thought, what is not happening in Columbus? What do we not have here?
Her answer? A Pride Festival to honor and support the LGBTQ community in Columbus.
But also because Mike Pence is from here as well, and he's anti-LGBT, just kind of showing the nation that even though Mike Pence is from here and he's anti-LGBT, it doesn't mean that us in the community are.
Some in the LGBTQ community here.
And we just jumped on her wagon and said yay.
Supporting what's believed to be a first for the city.
I think what Erin has done has really lit a fire under a lot of people in this town and across the country.
And across the country, Erin's project is getting national attention.
It's kind of crazy. It just blew up all of a sudden.
USA Today reports a spokeswoman for Vice President Pence told them, quote, Vice President Pence commends Erin Bailey for her activism and engagement in the civic process. As a proud Hoosier and Columbus native, he's heartened to see young people from his hometown getting involved in the political process. But behind the drag show vendors and DJ planned for the April 14th event, it's not about how many show up, but Bailey says impacting even just one person's life.
I just want people to feel more comfortable living where they are and being able to be who they are in their skin.
And the Columbus Mayor's Office also released a statement saying, quote, the city has a long history and tradition as a welcoming community. It goes on to say, quote, our city is proud to be home to persons of all backgrounds, including different viewpoints, faiths, races, and sexual orientation, who bring with them a rich culture and diversity that benefits us all. The Columbus Pride Festival is set for Saturday, April 14th. In the studio, Haley Bull, CBS 4 News.
Haley, thank you. For our veterans tonight, Senator Joe Donnelly thanking our Hoosier heroes who served during the Vietnam War. He hosted an event at Plainfield High School in honor of National Vietnam War Veterans Day. Vets we spoke with say that it means a lot to be recognized.
Brings you to tears. No, you see a veteran, just go up and thank him. No matter what branch of the service, but I'm pretty partial to the Marine Corps.
Today marks the 45th anniversary of the last American soldiers to return home from Vietnam. Indiana is home to nearly 150,000 Vietnam War veterans.
Well, America, can we talk for a second? We have a problem with distracted driving.
I can't even say that I don't ever do it, but, you know, occasionally, yeah, I might just look at my phone or something.
A new report from AAA finding more than 90% of people believe distracted driving is dangerous. Most people, though, don't always follow their own advice. In a survey, 49% admitted to recently talking on the phone while driving.
And 35% said they sent a text or email when they were behind the wheel, but it's not just phones. Infotainment systems and talking to other passengers can also be dangerous. Well, a grandmother calls the CBS4 problem solvers saying that she's stuck with a lemon and she doesn't know what to do. Joe Glavin found out what you need to know before buying a used car.
It's one of the biggest purchases a lot of us make. And it can also be the most frustrating. A car with problems can get costly, and a used car can be a gamble.
You now own the car. You own the car in the condition that it's in.
It started making this real loud noise.
In Marina Turner's case, it's a 2004 Expedition, which she says mechanics tell her needs a major engine repair.
When this starts up, you can hear it all over the whole neighborhood.
Turner called us because she says she made a deal with a salesman at the place where she bought the used car, CarSmart on Madison Avenue.
Needs engine.
According to Turner, she was supposed to get a quote and the lot would arrange payment. But after she got the quote, she says the salesman disappeared.
It's like it's a ghost place.
I wanted to help Turner get in contact with CarSmart. I left them multiple messages and visited the lot not once but twice. The first time I left my business card and a person inside told me someone would call me back. A week later, though, I found the office closed. I noticed this sign on the door saying a towing and storage business is coming soon. So I did some research and found that according to the Secretary of State's office, CarSmart voluntarily closed in January.
And this is my receipt.
Yet a month later, they were working with Turner and filed paperwork under a new registered agent.
I'm hurt. I don't want no trouble, and I thought we had a relationship and we don't have anything.
Instead of a callback, I got text messages from someone from the business who identified himself only by his first name. He claimed Turner and a family member threatened employees, so they cut off communication. He also pointed out Turner bought the car as is, which is true. Turner signed a contract more than a year ago, which lists the car as is with no warranty.
Those words, as is, are very, very important.
Tim Miniscella with the Central Indiana Better Business Bureau says before you buy a used car, you need to see if you're buying it as is. And know that means you're responsible for repairs.
Understand that you are basically assuming the condition of that car, and if something goes wrong with that car, the dealer really is not liable for it at that point.
That means it's unclear what's next for the business or for Turner.
He could be honest and just say, no, I'm not going to do anything. That'll make me feel better.
Experts suggest you take a used car to a mechanic you trust before you buy it. You can also go to the Secretary of State's office to file a complaint and to find out the status of a dealer. We put a link to that website at this story on our website and app. For CBS4 Problem Solvers, I'm Jill Glavin.
Jill, thank you. Turning to one of Indiana's very own tonight, taking a stroll in space today. Purdue graduate Andrew Fustel and another astronaut completed the 209th spacewalk for the International Space Station. It lasted 6 hours and 10 minutes. They installed some wireless communication antennas, replaced a camera, and removed hoses from a cooling system.
Well, it's just amazing to see those pictures
really
and how they get them and how good they are.
Realize how far
just
away
amazing.
they are.
Yeah, it's
just
amazing.
another day at the office, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
No big deal.
Right. Out in space.
Yeah.
Well, we just want a break from this rain,
Yeah,
Chris.
we do.
I don't know if it's ever going to happen.
Another day at the office for us, just more rain.
Right.
That's what we had
more
today.
rain.
The good news is we're going to end this rainfall overnight and get back to sunshine as early as tomorrow afternoon on Live Guardian Radar. Starting to see the clearing edge of the rainfall back to our west, but still quite a bit of it will make its way across central Indiana over the next couple of of hours. And in the yellow areas, those are some of the heavier downpours going on right now, like up in Hamilton County, farther south down in Owen County around Spencer, some heavy rainfall there, and more scattered showers down towards south. This has been a very wet week of weather for us. We've had anywhere from 2 to 3 inches of rainfall, and that's led to a number of flood warnings being in effect not only for tomorrow but right on through the weekend. For all of these area rivers, the water levels are going to be high. The water is moving fast, so if there's a waterway in your area, you're going to want to avoid that coming up over the weekend, as the water is going to continue to be high until it starts to recede next week. Outside right now, we're still getting rain. We're at 44 degrees. That's our new low temperature for today. The high did make it up to 53 earlier this afternoon. Tomorrow morning, a few sprinkles with a few flurries mixed in to start our day in the colder air. We're going to start the day in the middle 30s, but as skies clear tomorrow afternoon, again, we'll see the high temperature coming up near 50 degrees. Clear skies tomorrow night, another chilly night of weather, and we'll have a dry start to the weekend. We'll start our Saturday with sunshine, but by lunchtime, the clouds will roll in, and from the clouds, some scattered showers are likely for us coming up on Saturday afternoon. In the forecast for the overnight period across the area, we'll cool things down to a low temperature 35, so we'll go from showers to a few flurries early tomorrow morning. The right word for tomorrow is clearing after some clouds early on. We'll have sunshine for the afternoon hours, and in the 7-day forecast, tomorrow's high at 50. More rain is likely on Saturday, the high at 54. Dry and cool on Easter Sunday with highs in the 40s. More rain moves in Monday night through Tuesday. Could be heavy rain with thunderstorms by Tuesday afternoon.
The Pacers continue their California Dreamin' Tour. An update from Sacramento. And Purdue senior Dakota Mathias puts on the old gold and black one more time. Can the Midwest Cowboy shoot his way to victory in San Antonio? Stick around. Time for sports. I'm Chris Woodlick. From Oakland to Sacramento to Los Angeles, the Pacers are spending an important week in California. Playoff seeding and home court advantage on the line, and with the Cavs and the Sixers rolling, one Pacers slip-up could be costly. Indiana, the Kings at the half in Sacramento, and Sacto jumped out to a nice lead, but the Pacers have shot 56% in the first 2 quarters. They lead 61-56 at the break. Bogdanovich leads the way with 15. Keep it rolling, guys. Well, in San Antonio, Cinderella Loyola is getting the royal treatment at the Final Four. A special parade upon arrival and a locker room they won't soon forget. The Ramblers' player pictures are plastered on the walls inside the Alamo Dome in Central Texas. And who could resist checking themselves out on the way to the court? That's pretty cool stuff. The dream continues for the Missouri Valley Conference champs, who know they belong, but they're still pinching themselves.
Now it's starting to finally hit me, that we're here, that we're finally in San Antonio, in the Final Four. I'm really soaking it in now. This is great. This is awesome. I'm so happy to be here for the team and the coaches. This is a really awesome time. We're in our hotel, right, and the Thunder are staying at our hotel too, and right through the door, Russell Westbrook just walks right in, and we're meeting him and talking to him, and it was just pretty cool to see that, that we're in the same town as him. We're he knows who we are.
He knows who we are. Dakota Mathias wearing the Purdue uniform one more time. He and Notre Dame senior Matt Farrell taking part in the NCAA three-point shooting contest at the Final Four. Now, Dakota shot against Farrell and came out on fire, hitting 4 of the first 5. Now, he survived the cut to make the semifinals. Farrell did not. But Mathias came up short in the next round. It was Cameron Birchfield of William & Mary who took the trophy home. Well, the Indy 11 are anxiously awaiting Saturday's home opener, and why not? The new roster and new coach heading into a new league will roll into Lucas Oil Stadium to face what will be a natural rival in FC Cincinnati in the United Soccer League.
Obviously, there's a lot of history which we respect and a lot of great events that have taken place in there. And now it's a chance for something new. It's a chance for an atmosphere that's probably never been before.
It's been one of the most incredible venues that I've had the opportunity to go and see sporting events in. So to be able to play on that field where so many incredible professionals have played is honestly a dream come true. Like, I never thought I would be playing in a stadium of that caliber ever.
7 o'clock Saturday night will be the biggest crowd ever to see the Indy 11 play, so it's going to be fantastic.
Love that Loyola player that you included in your story. That was very good.
Russell Westbrook, he knows who we are. Wow.
That's going to be so fun to watch.
Thank you, Chris.
We'll be right back.
Well, today was opening day for Major League Baseball, and one Houston Astros fan is hoping to ride his team to another World Series championship. Diego Torres has been captured in a number of cell phone videos now riding a white leather armchair through downtown Houston. Lifelong Astros fan and professional electrician rigged a hoverboard to the bottom of the chair. Torres says the chair can actually reach 20 miles an hour. He's flying on that thing. I wish I was that cool. Yeah, really. Right? Well, many have been there. One too many spirits, leaving you feeling not your best the next morning.
I have no clue what you're talking
about.
about.
Oh, yeah, sure.
Now there's a new convenience service to help you with your hangover. It's called the IV Doc. For a couple $100, they bring a type of intravenous hydration, vitamins, and more right to your living room or your bed if you can't get out. It can be used to rehydrate after a night of drinking or to help recover from the flu. Every patient does have to go through a screening process before a nurse does show up.
Actually, that's a good idea.
You could just steal your kid's Pedialyte, too.
Yeah,
not that I speak from experience.
Yeah, right.
Final check of the forecast.
Scattered showers are moving through right now. We'll see the rain changing over to flurries by early tomorrow morning.
For the CBS4 News at 11.
Colbert is next. Have a great night.
Not that you're speaking.
Yes.